Oh snap!
Yo,
What
what's
the
good?
hell? Yo, that was not like that before, fam. That's crazy.
What the hell is this?
I don't know what just happened, bro. Imagine. Wait a minute. Let's delete this one. There you go. Let's delete that one. There you go. That was mad. That was insane.
That was wild. Hey, what's going on, people? Well, welcome to another episode of Monday Night Smoke.
Let's go. Let's get to work. Done. No. I hope everyone's feeling good. Obviously, we'll do the shout outs, but first things first, you don't know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's move.
Absolutely.
Trav, you
Let me
sorted
greet.
out the situation on your end?
Oh yeah, I'll get to that
Yeah.
now. Let me just greet the
Okay.
greatest. Shout out man like Raj back with the lineal once again. Big up to you, bro. Mullah man like Ahmed Ali. Stay blessed, be real. Philip Answer man like AB Martin Alea, Angelica and Ayobami Odumosu. Ahija Selassie, man like Ghazi, Base the Kid, Tej, Ian Daniels TV, Gasbrand, Navinder Singh, man like Nick Moy. Hey, come on, Kazi inside. Um,
Come on.
Ade Talabi, Dan the Man, Skyliner, the editor, Jonah 3-1, and we're here, man. Level Sports as well, Star Fox WR45, Adam QC, and Bolts. That's it. And Riaz. That's it. That's done.
All right, wicked. Well, let's talk about it. And I already see people having a conversation in the comment section, and you lot understand. Obviously, we got big fights coming later in the year. We got stuff in November. We'll get there. That will take care of itself. But what we do need to talk about, we're 8 weeks away from Gervonta Davis fighting and retiring. Literally, he's gonna fight Jake Paul and retire. The question is, what the hell went wrong? Like, how is his career in terms of what we expected? We're talking about the shining light. We're talking about someone that is box office. People want to see. He can pack out. He can pack out an arena if he needs to, or when he takes the opportunity. And if had he fought on a major stage, like seriously, you already know the war is coming to watch. What's happened?
Honestly, bro, I don't know where to start, man. I don't know where to start because we can make the conversation a wider one, or we can make it specific to him. I think if we go back to when any fighter that tends to have their art, like have Floyd's arm around them early in their career, it just tends to not be a blessing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Adrian Broner was the first one.
Well, this is where as soon as you said that, my mind immediately goes to Broner. And so but this ain't a Mayweather thing, because you don't know. Last week I was was messing around with the who's in the room and stuff. And obviously Mayweather's great and he got in the room and stuff, but how are these guys been around him and not lived up to everything you can get from the table?
Well, my thing is, I think they saw the elements. What attracted them to Floyd was certain elements, but the elements that made Floyd be Floyd was the ones that they probably weren't around to see, because Floyd is one of the hardest working fighters that in history, really. Like his dedication to his conditioning and his boxing IQ and all that type of stuff it's unparalleled. Like he's really gone above and beyond. You know what I mean? As far as what his life was like, these guys don't see that. They see flashy lifestyle, and when you gravitate around him, especially you meet Floyd and hang around Floyd today, I can't imagine he's training as hard as he was back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's wealthy beyond normal proportions. You're around that too much, the ego rubs off. I think the ego rubbed off on them, but not the work ethic. So the Floyd that we used to see on 24/7, all access, going to the club and then going for mad runs in the middle of the night and just training session after session after session, they probably ain't living like that. But they want to
But
do.
then, when you do talk about that, you can even look at like the likes of Haney. There's pictures of everyone being there in the gym with Floyd. There's no like Floyd's grandkid is in the gym now, so you won't miss the hard work. Is what we're talking about. So yes, he has the flashy side, but if you're around Floyd for long enough, you understand he's a gym rat and he lives there. So this is why I feel like we might have to separate Floyd as much as he can get the blame for stuff because of how big his character is. I think we have to now look at these fighters and say, is there something lacking in these, because when you look at Adrian Broner, obviously after the Madonna fight, he's never the same.
Yeah.
What is there something, and I don't know what's happened to Gervonta, because has he had that version of something that's made him not want to mix it up on the world stage, especially when those great fighters he could have got in the ring with?
Yeah, I mean, at that point now, you have to say it's either somebody, who's running the operation is like not fancying their chances with him, really. Like you see, like with Wilder, I can make a
Yeah.
case that a lot of people were protecting Wilder, right? And Wilder may not have been even in the know. But as far as fights that they weren't willing to make, it's a long list of names that this guy didn't fight any decent top names for a minute. Now, if you're looking after someone like that, that's your fighter, yeah, he's a good commodity to have. Bomb squad, big right hand, knockout real highlights. It's a great product to have. I'm not going to put him in there with guys that are going to destroy my product. Do you understand? So,
Yeah, because he never tried to, he wasn't ever interested in unification. But at least with Wilder, we can say his road has been a way. Gervonta's is such a questionable career, bro. This career, the amount of people that he could have decided to mix it with, and you hear the excuses. Even now, we had the hairdresser gate where it was like there was grease in my eye, this, that, and the other. There's people that are waiting to fight you. You're getting there's an argument right now. Who's he going back and forth with online? He's deleted. He's actually
Shakur,
deactivated his
Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur. That can't be right. That's a
No, but
massive
no, but
fight.
this is the point I'm making though. I'm saying if your handlers and your promotional outfit are not gonna allow you to jeopardize the bag, as in you losing jeopardizes the bag, you're not gonna get those fights. So a lot of guys who you see that don't fight, they defer to their promoter with the most extreme
But
swiftness.
don't you believe? And I like that one when you say this stuff, yeah. But don't you believe in a lot of these situations, Gervonta beats most of them, if
That's
not
the
all of
bad
them.
part. Well, yeah, potentially. There's a high chance he does. That's the part. That's mad to me.
So this is why it doesn't. So that's why something is. When you're doing the multiplication, you're like, well, we shouldn't be getting the number that we're left with, because
Mm.
he's. I feel he's smoking a lot of these guys. Like the Rolly Romero's, Garcia dealt with that. I felt like he would have beat most of the people that they
Yeah.
would have put in front of him. Well, Roach is a different kind of Roach is
Well,
a,
I'm
but
not,
he's a different type of beast.
but like a Devin Haney, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's fights out there. Shakur Stevenson is another one. I think there's another element that we never really explore, yeah. Is that maybe he's scared. Maybe he doesn't think he can. Like, maybe he legit doesn't look at these men and think he can go there and get the win. When he fought Ryan Garcia, like, there was like the rehydration thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of things that were put in place for that little bit of added security. Whereas, like, if he doesn't feel like he can get that off on the others, that might mess things up. I don't know.
Is he got so when we, because I like, obviously you use Wilder and he has got the equalizer. We saw that obviously Santa Cruz fight reminds us of him getting touched up, getting hit with all sorts of shots, and then he finds that whack from nowhere, and it was game over. With Rolly, he has the equalizer. So is he another one that is relying on power as to reason? Because Base says he ain't gonna beat none of these guys. If he's in the This man has to equalize. I honestly feel that he does have the equalizer to end fights with a lot of guys.
Mm,
More so, more skilled than Wilder is. We know what Wilder's waiting for, one raw punch. But then how he could knock you out, there's different ways this guy's gonna take you down.
yeah,
Those
I
boys
don't
put the
know.
fear of God in him during sparring.
Yeah, because they've all kind of know each other. They've all kind of mixed it around, so they do know what it's like to be in the ring with a lot of these other guys. I'm surprised that we haven't had a tank Devin Haney, a tank. Shakur is even the one that I wasn't even necessarily thinking of that much. Like Teofimo Lopez, more so. Do you know what I'm saying? They tried to get, and even the fights that he actively steps out for, like chasing down Loma, who's clearly at the end of his career. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like they're operating like he's a 23-year-old prospect who's still green. Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's like we're still just doing these little bits here and there because we're learning stuff still. Where it's like, bro, how old is he right now? Let me just check his age. He's 30 years old, bro. We're 30 years old. 30 years old and
So
we're having these convos.
I'm like Tank's the biggest hype job in boxing history. Can you name another big hype job like him? That's what UBZ saying. Is that true? Is he the biggest hype job in boxing?
I feel like to cement that he needs a what do you call it? It needs a loss. Do you know what I mean? Because the reality is he could still fight these guys and win.
I'm not even getting involved in that. I'm not even getting involved. That's not
He
for
could
me.
still fight these guys and win, right? So until he takes a loss, I can't cement that he's a hype job. But in terms
But then he
of
won't take the loss if he stays and protects his record.
well, yeah, this is it. This is it. He at the end of the day, like he's
They're saying he
showing
lost
to
to
be a
Rhodes.
coward. He's showing to be cowardice with how he approaches his career. And no business.
What do you see worse? Dubois taking, let me, and this is for the people that call in. What's worse? Dubois that's been in there and people have said many a times he's given up, gave up, didn't want it. That or what Gervonta's actually doing? What's worse in terms of, because they've accused, I don't think Dubois is a coward personally. Are you with me? But then he's been accused of he could have got up or different moments where he could have shown more.
He's had moments where he's quit. So that's where that's come from.
I hear it, but I'm saying which one really is the worst? You know, the guy that actually doesn't attempt it, doesn't go in there. Because you think, taking the knee, looking up and being like, nah, is worse than just not signing the contract.
The only reason why I'm gonna say I don't know, is because the business of boxing can be such a roadblock for fighters' careers, and we'll never see. We won't attach a name and face to that part. We'll just put it all on the guys. Do you understand? Remember all those years when Floyd and Manny Pacquiao didn't fight, and you say, "Oh, you're scared. He's scared." Da, 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 da. When the promoters just were at odds, like the whole promotion outfit, you're not fighting over there, you're not fighting over there. And that ended up being a huge part of why those fights didn't get made. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, I hear it, and I'm not gonna fight to defend Tank, but I just want to acknowledge that there are other factors that play in sometimes with guys not having.
Because when I look at it, I will use Fury Fury doesn't want to fight AJ. I think that's worse than Dubois. At least you could never call Fury a coward, right? You could never call him a coward in terms of in the ring. Once he's in there, he's fighting to the end. However, he's acting cowardly right now. He's his career's signing off as it stands without fighting the main man that he was meant to fight this whole time. And he's doing it on purpose. Like, he's properly avoided him. Properly. And AJ's called him out. He's called this man a bodybuilder his whole career. AJ's called him out. AJ called him out recently. Did Fury respond to AJ messaging him?
No.
Do you know how bad that is? The guy that says he'll mash up anyone a week on Sunday, this, that, and the other, like, he didn't respond. That's crazy. Anyway, go on.
No, I was gonna say he's a firm coward though. But like him and AJ, he's never signing that contract.
This is why we have to say even Gervonta, why you can say you wanted a fighter to go for more. You have to say now Dubois, you can't even put Dubois into the category of them man that don't sign. You have to now separate because he's been in there. He's actually been in there with some bad boys. Dubois. If we're being fair, we have to call him brave, and he just has these shaky moments. Are you with me? But because even I'll never forget, was Gervonta on Tyson's show when he was talking about not wanting to Am I making that up? I feel like was he on Tyson's?
On
And they
Tyson's
asked
pod,
him why when you gonna fight? Yeah, was he on Tyson's pod?
I
Why
can't
do I
remember.
feel like he was one? But
I
he
can't
just like,
remember.
yeah, I'm not fighting. I feel like I've
But
just made that up.
what frustrates me is when I hear Tank talk about retiring. Do you know what I'm saying? He's very flippant about this thing, and this is the other part I was going to mention earlier when we talk about Gervonta Davis. He has said some things publicly that we gloss over because they're boxers, but I think he's at some mad crossroads in life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like one of the things he said was, "I want to do therapy." Right? But I'm scared because, I want to do therapy because I want to be a better person, but I'm scared I'm going to lose my ability to be a fighter. And I'm like, if I hear a fighter talking like that, he's definitely evaluating his life a bit more than he should be. Do you understand? So that's why I'm just like, if we zoom out from boxing and look at life, and every once in a while his name pops up in a headline and there's domestic violence floating around. I
Yeah,
think his life is in some nonsense. He's in a mad place right now.
I saw a article that someone wrote for Boxing News 24, and it's
Yeah.
talking about our fighters of this era are not challenging themselves to be great, and how there's so many blocks in the road, and that's why we're missing. Like, we've had some special talent, but they've not attempted to really push out and be great. Is that a sign of is that a sign of society, or what is that like? Because
There's a
some
case
people are
for it.
like, listen, he's already won, so it doesn't matter. Look what he's gonna do. He's gonna fight Jake Paul, and he's gonna go off into the sunset. Who cares that his legacy means it doesn't mean that much? He's rich.
Well, yeah,
Where do you stand on that?
we're in a funny time where it's like, if you go back to what the economy and the economic status of what fighters and the dynamics between promoters was like back in the 60s and 70s, fighters
Yeah.
could be told when to fight. Do you understand? The money and the power was more so in the hands of the promoters, right? And naturally, just the greed and the nature of people that led to fighters getting robbed and underpaid. As we've evolved, fighters have kind of taken the power back gradually. So now fighters having the power in these situations, they can't be forced into the ring. Then you have situations where people are very selective of who they fight. Sometimes man cherry pick and just have an easy run because they know I'm the draw. So it's like
But I feel like
with
His
that,
Excellency is taking that part away, though. Now he's saying, hey, there's a lot of money. You just have to take the fights. If we're not in a PBC era anymore, that's done.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, this is how we got here. These steps
Okay.
are. Do you understand? So when we talk about what the old guys were doing, yes, they were absolutely trying to be great. Yes, they were also trying to get paid. If we tilt the scales economically and say you're going to get paid 40 mil for this fight now, I don't know you're going to get him in the ring 5 times a year. You understand?
All right. Fair enough. So let's since if he is, and I think he is actually retiring after this Jake Paul fight.
Mm.
Just quickly on that, what's happening in this one? He's not winning this fight, is he?
I I think he
He's
does
not beating
win.
Jake Paul.
I think he does. But at the same time, that size difference is just nonsense, bro. It's a freak show. 65 pounds difference, bro. If Jake Paul finds a way to land, he could out him.
Yeah, but and if we're talking about a man, you lot are saying probably the reason why he's not in the ring, and people that call in, I want to hear what you think. We're saying that he could be afraid, yeah? And there's serious risk in this fight about this man can land. That's what they call it, right? Jake can land in this fight for sure. The size, the difference, I don't know what the catch weight they're deciding to meet each other
Oh,
at,
one
but
195 is the max, I think.
195.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous,
That's
bro.
not right. That's crazy.
I don't
This is
get
what
it.
I'm saying. So that's risky. He's at risk. And can he just, or is it because he's saying, he's all in on black? That's what he said. Like black
But
24, all
but
in.
at the same time, though, Gervonta Davis ain't no game in terms of his boxing ability. He ain't no game. Like, it's one of them ones where they're gonna get in the ring. Yeah, the size difference does exist, and that is a thing. But this is a man that's still not going to have anywhere near experience and IQ that Tank does. Tank should be able to
Mm.
line him up and just bang him out of there. You know what I mean? Because I'm not worried about Tank's power. Tank will absolutely be able to hurt him. I just
Well,
know that
listen.
Jake Paul's been kind of around the heavyweight weight class, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it could be a bit techie.
Ian Daniels TV says it's going to be a stalemate. Do you feel like that's what we're looking at?
Um,
Like it's not
who
going to
knows?
deliver. It's not going to.
Who knows, man? We're gonna see what Tank's
Let's.
power really looks like.
You know what? A little part of me, yeah. Actually, yeah, nah. Jake Paul can't win that one. I'd rather see Jake Paul looks like he needs to get chinned as well. Like both of these men deserve to get chinned, really. Like when you operate the way you operated, both. But I'm gonna say Jake getting chinned. Yeah, I'm here for it. I wouldn't mind because he's fought old. Him fighting Tyson was disgusting, and I knew how I
I ain't
felt
like
real
that.
strong about that. I was
Mm.
disgusted about that Tyson fight. So Jake Paul's
But
gonna
it's
go script
what's
rogue.
mad is even when I think about what a knockout would look like, I can't see it being a single shot. I don't know. I don't know. That's gonna be a mad one
Let me
still.
read this one. There's rumors about the weight gloves that they'll wear. I'm hearing Jake 12s and Tank 8s. There's no chance that's true. There's no there's no chance that's true. That'll be insane. Um Torma. So what is the update? Because I'm just like we saw something today about he's not fighting Frank Sanchez
That's right.
because
So they tried to
that
line
would
up.
make him beat. Go ahead.
Yeah, they tried to make that fight as an eliminator, right? Atuama versus Sanchez to fight Usyk, and apparently they've declined it. Now, I find it interesting because that could have been a nice little, stay busy, not a stay busy fight, but another fight to add to the CV. But then if you're a Toma and that offer comes in, you kind of say, well, this is an unnecessary side mission because I could get that Usyk fight now. I could get that now, bro. Do you see what I mean? Or how do you see it?
Well, I find it interesting because the main thing was we're gonna fight. He could be ready for Usyk, and maybe they're kind of like pump the brakes because everyone's been like smart decision. Don't rush to Usyk. That doesn't make no sense. Once you do the eliminator, Usyk's next, and they're like, well, we're not gonna snooker ourselves and make
Mm,
that fight happen. Why would we do that? Like he can go the longer way around to get experience. This guy still hasn't been beyond how many rounds? Like he hasn't been beyond 6 rounds or something crazy. Like he
yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
done the rounds. So we don't know what his gas tank saying. We don't know when learning about the fighter in that moment feels stupid, especially when he's so young and he has time on his side. I'm actually happy that he's not going. They're not rushing it. Are you with
yeah,
me? I think this
yeah,
is the smartest decision they're making. Obviously, they made Dubois run the gauntlet, and now what a gauntlet he's had to run in terms of you look at his fighters that he's been in the ring with, and you can say, you know what, you've attempted boxing seriously on a serious stage.
yeah, yeah.
We don't have to do that with this. We don't have to do that with this kid. It's unnecessary. Don't need to be thrown to the wolves.
You see
Even
this?
though he did fight Dillian, but Dillian was perfect time and he still would have
See
beat him
this?
anyway.
But this is my thing though, is I don't necessarily think they've done it to avoid risk. I think they've done it to just be like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to take this eliminator. We can actually just get the fight. Now, I get what people say in terms of like accelerating the career and stuff like that. But I'm also looking at it like it's kind of a win-win for Ituama because you get the shot at greatness that isn't going to be around. Like this guy with all these belts, he's not going to stick around. Eventually, this thing's going to disperse. And right now, let's be real, a lot of heavyweights are waiting for Usyk to retire. Like they are
Waiting
sitting
and knowing that kid is
comfortably.
next is crazy.
Well, that's the
That's
part.
crazy. That's a stupid wait to because he's gonna be there. You one thing you're not gonna be able to avoid is him, and then you've got a cruiserweight that's gonna come through the ranks and wants to fight a heavyweight as well. You
Yeah,
got another one that's just waiting in the. It doesn't get safer. this heavyweight thing is not going to be even. We're not even putting respect on what's that body puncher? He's got a fight coming up soon.
Caballo.
He actually beats Caballero.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I'm
fighting.
saying? Is
He's fighting something random in this clearly a stay busy fight. That's why I think a lot of these guys are just waiting for Usyk, bro. They're waiting for my
that's what
man
I'm
to
saying.
go.
The path is stupid because you wait for Usyk and then they're still. I know you have to deal with those killers. There's still killers still around.
I know,
And
but
then we
if
don't
I'm
know what kind of hope Bacoli's going to be in. Because when he talked about a hype job, I was like, right, is Bacoli a hype job? But I don't think he's getting that much hype anymore.
But the thing for me is that there's no, like, if I'm a heavyweight today, yeah, let's just say I'm an average heavyweight. I'm somewhere in between 6 and 15. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to fight. I'd prefer to wait Usyk out because you know what I'm saying. I could get lucky in there with a young guy that's only been a few rounds. In terms of, do you understand what I'm trying to say? In terms of the matchup, Usyk. That's what am I doing in there with this brother? Versus this guy might not be real. This is Torma. So waiting out Usyk probably makes the most sense.
I wouldn't feel that. Man said, "Hey, I know you. I hear what you're saying."
No, because remember, I'm trying to tap into the mindset of an actual fighter who they're not gonna. You understand what I'm trying to say? When you look at Usyk, it's like, brother, guys who are way better than me have been in there with you twice. I'm cool on seeing what that
beat
looks
up
like.
everyone.
Whereas
But
this brother here,
I think Usyk's got 2 years left. You can't wait him out, especially with Saudi. We're talking about Saudi put on like what? Like, go ahead.
He did say one more fight. Usyk said that.
He said he still feels good, you know.
Yeah, true.
He said, I feel good. I can fight. Who do you lot want? He was giving us that. And you know the bag is difficult to step away from, especially when you know you can win.
Yeah,
that's
true.
That one more fight. When a boxer says one more fight, that's free. My man Chisora told us that he's done fighting like the UK or something, like he should be like it's almost done, bro. I'm telling you, is it gonna be his 50th fight? He'll fight again.
Yeah. There's rumors.
He'll fight again.
I seen a couple people tweeting this that apparently it could be Chisora Dubois.
Well, because Dubois was supposed to be having a fight soon. That's what Dubois. Now, if that is, let's play around with that rumor before we open the lines. Yeah? If that rumor is true, you know the gloves are off. Dubois and Chisora is gonna be mental. We saw the last one, how crazy it was. Could Chisora
unsettle him?
The stable, like could he rock Dubois' psyche?
The only way it works, is if Chisora has actual secrets about Dubois, embarrassing ones, that he just puts out onto the mains and it just twangs Dubois, bro. Like, you know when man's come to the mains with an absolute corker of a story, bro. And it's just killed man's confidence.
Because he's so clever. No, but then wait, hold on, Trav. Let's really try to understand this, because if this is Chisora's last fight, Dubois will send him into the shadow realm, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
but he might.
Because could he make Dubois quit? Could he make Dubois quit, Chisora?
He could, if he gets into his head successfully. I don't know. Nah, he's too strong. He's too strong, he's too strong, man. He'll win in every press conference. He'll win in the gloves are off. But by the time we get to round 3 and Dubois is wailing on man, he's gonna go, man.
That would be a sad ending.
I would hate it.
But you know what? It might be what Chisora needs. This could be the sweet tonic. Like, you know how it's like you needed that. You actually need to get batted up by somebody local. Like that. To accept this is where you're on at now. Allow it. Right now, do podcast. You're in this era of your career.
Yeah, true.
Chisora's internet ready. Even though he's
covered. He's covered, bro. He's covered, bro.
What are we doing here?
No, but you know what would be absolute chaos, yeah? Is if they get in, Dubois swinging for the trees, somehow can't quite land the perfect shot, and Chisora just beats him up, bro. Just somehow gets the dub. Oh, it's over, bro. That's when it's
Wait,
over for Dubois.
Chisora picked him for a reason, probably seen as a 50-50. Well, they're struggling to make the fight because, sorry, they said that this fight's happening soon. They said that Dubois is going to have an announcement soon, and that announcement's taken. We're like 3-4 weeks away from. I saw that interview.
If that's the fight that's made, bloody Nora, that's gonna be a crazy one to see, man.
Let's open the lines, man.
Cool.
You lot know what we're talking about. This is the conversation. The first thing is Gervonta. Like, what went wrong? Like, how? Like, what's the whole story there? The next piece is we're talking Torma. He made a right decision. And lastly, again, this is rumor, but is there any truth in this? Is there any truth in the story of Chisora and Dubois? And if that does happen, how do you see it happening? Obviously, you can have your say about Jake Paul as well. Lines are open right now.
Hello.
Liam, what's going on, bro?
It's all good, man. Hope you two are doing well.
Yeah, man, all good,
Very
bro.
good.
First things first, Tank Davis. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Right. We've took the piss out of Wilder for having, mentally broken after the Fury defeat, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
This is a whole different level, in my opinion. But this man, he's gone, and I don't know what's happened.
What do you put it down to when you're? What does it feel like it is? We're all trying to work out what's wrong with him.
I don't like calling people cowards in boxing because to get in the ring, you're not a coward.
Yeah,
come on.
Of course.
And I know you two have shit with Fury, but at least we got him enough money to get in the ring with Usyk.
Yeah.
This man's literally been offered millions, and he still won't take the fights.
We kind of forced him. Turkey forced him in the ring with Usyk, though. There was a lot of push. There was
at least it did happen, though. That's
True.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This man's not dedicated anymore. That's just what I think personally. And with the things going outside of the ring as well. Putting hands on women. I mean, it's not looking good for him.
It's looking terrible. And
Jake Paul, come on, what the I hope it falls through personally.
Really?
Yeah, I hope he gets twist his ankle or something.
You know what? So I saw an announcement saying the fight's off, and I was disappointed. And I thought, so I wanted to watch it.
You want to see a freak show?
I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, oh man, I was gonna watch that. You know what I mean?
So by Jake Paul, I swear to God, I'm going to. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it won't be nice. In the words of AJ.
I don't know what's going on here. That's not nice. Move on though. Let's move on because we can never really understand what's wrong there and how it's happened. We kind of mentioned Mayweather earlier. Do you think the whole Mayweather connection has anything to do with it, or not learning from him?
The thing with Mayweather is, I actually watched the pod last week. I was actually more on Travis's side. Mayweather has fought the names, and look at his career. Look at the names he's got on his record. And Tank, whilst he does have the ability, I'm not disputing any of that, but I think he's mentally weaker than Floyd, personally.
Yeah,
and I think it is more clear to see. But he just gives a vibe where 1 minute he's coming out with the most absurd things, and then the next minute, I mean, did you see that part of the press conference where he's just, oh shit, what's the date of the fight? Like he's not, he's not in it. And
I know what you mean. He seems very aloof and disconnected at times.
I really hope he hasn't done that ayahuasca. I really hope.
Do you think the beatdown? Do you think it's the fight against Roach that's changed his whole perspective? Because some people argue he lost that fight.
Yeah, I do think he lost that fight. And going into that fight, it was supposed to just be a gimme fight, warm up. and obviously we were all wrong. And I think stylistically that is a horrible fight for him. Very horrible.
Yeah.
And he's a duck as well, because he's ran away from that fight. Like he's not on it at all. When you're surrounded by yes men, you won't make the right moves.
Shakur's right there. Like you two, that's a fight, but it's just like he just does. I don't know what's wrong. I really don't. I don't know what to say. Like there's something with Tank where I hope he gets help, but the only thing.
Wow. Start. You. Wow, Star Fox. That's man said points decision. That's ridiculous, bro. You're better than that, bro.
But this Jake Paul thing, hope it falls through. I hope he just retires or gets some real good help.
Yeah.
Moving on to a Torma and just the decision that has been made. You support it? You think that's a good idea?
I'm 50-50 because let's be honest, Frank Sanchez, right? It says he's 33, but in Cuban years that's like 86. So, like it's kind of like, oh, you beat an old man, great, because we know he's lying about his age. Come on, they all do.
100%. But he looks so basic against Caballero.
But somebody said it in the group though. He's still a potential banana skin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He does have good boxing skills.
And anyone in the top 10, top 15 is a banana skin.
No, but he looks so basic versus Caballero. I don't know. Maybe Caballero's so good. He made him look like trash. I started to doubt if he was really Cuban. Like,
I think it's going to be Pulev for the time, honestly.
Oh yeah, Pulev is washed, man. Pulev is
just. Like the fight for me would be like Richard Torres or F.A. Ajagba, someone like that.
Don't you like Hrgović for him?
I like Hrgović, yeah.
Yeah, Hrgović.
I love Hrgović for him.
Because that's winnable, but also a banana skin at the same time.
So moving on, finally, do you think Chisora and Dubois, do you reckon that's a good fight?
No, I think that's just lands to the slaughter.
Literally.
Let me be fair. Okay, I think Chisora. No, you can't get in Daniel's head because he's not there. Let's be honest. Like in the room, he's just thinking elsewhere.
He's Liam. There's too many. He's had to, bro. There was too many. He was getting crazy. Let's bring in AV. AV, talk to us. What are you thinking?
How you doing? First things first with the Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Honestly, I think Gervonta Davis should win. However, obviously, size is a factor, and I'm not saying it's going to be a hug fest because I don't see that. But Jake will definitely probably land a couple shots, but I feel like Davis will probably land on the button and it will kind of wake Jake up and be like, okay, cool, let me take this. Not serious because you're obviously taking it serious, but
yeah.
But with the amount of money you've offered, Jake is definitely going to be.
Yeah, Jake hasn't put up that money to get sparked out and his whole Netflix story be over.
Yeah.
He obviously has offered him a contract for a reason. He must be looking at him saying, you know what, mentally, he might not be here.
I think, yeah, exactly.
He might have checked out.
I think after what the previous, I think Liam said as well, with Roach was an opponent that, okay, cool, you're meant to just get by him onto the next, that sort of thing. And I feel like, obviously, the Jake Paul's team is seeing, oh, you know what? Let's see if we can offer him, let's say, 80 million. And let's see what happens. They've thrown the money. And now look where we are.
It's funny.
Which now lets me know.
They'll be looking. Yeah, I was just going to say, they'll be looking for a layup or an easy touch and could just ruin their whole boxing journey. Because how does a Jake Paul career survive a loss to Tank Davis?
Especially, and the only way he loses to him is a knockout, innit? Like he's flattened.
But it's actually mad. And I was thinking this the other day. I was like, are we actually forgetting this is the same Jake Paul that got like Tommy Fury, like pretty much just won every round, like.
Oh yeah.
And this is what I'm saying.
But wait, how far are we from Tommy Fury though? Tommy shit.
Tommy Fury is poo, bro.
How many fights is Tommy Fury though? How far is what have we done? What's Jake Paul done since Tommy? Jake Paul.
Let me get the box rec open now.
This is nasty. Jake Paul box rec stinks.
Well, to be fair, he's been quite busy still since that.
Bro, let me tell you the names.
Nate
Diaz,
get the names up.
August, Ryan Bolen, Mike Perry, Mike Tyson, Helio Season.
Look, he's got the names. The names on the resume.
Oh my God. The resume looks mad.
Mike Tyson.
What is this?
Jake Paul could easily fight someone. Put him on like a York Hall show, man. And then we'll see in it. That's where we'll see all the training.
He's been active.
He's definitely. Don't get me wrong. His work rate is ridiculous, and you can see it. But at the same time, it's like I think what people are wanting is for him to fight someone within obviously his division. But now obviously he's fighting someone like Tank, which the weight difference is diabolical. But you know.
No, when Jake Paul talks to his grandkids, like when it's all said and done, yeah,
he's not going to be talking about Disney Channel, that's for sure.
He's going to say a madness. I was in the ring with him. Iron Mike, yeah, shared the ring with him. Wait, what? Yeah, shared the ring with him, mate. Like the names that he can add to his Gervonta Davis. Yeah, he's a dangerous fighter. Like they liked him. He was one of the most feared fighters of his time. So what do you think happened to Gervonta though? Just to close that conversation up, where's it gone wrong?
I wouldn't say where's this gone wrong. He's probably evaluated. How much was he getting paid for that Lamont Roach rematch? Well, like
nowhere near what he's getting paid for Jake Paul.
And that's the thing. It's like 80 million.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money, you know.
I mean, the thing is, AJ was about to take this fight.
Yeah, AJ. That's the maddest part. AJ was going to fight Jake Paul, and AJ would have killed him.
We're forgetting about the
AJ would have killed him.
AJ would have slept him.
Because AJ's fighting in Ghana. AJ's coming back as well. Apparently, supposed to be fighting. Is that? Yeah. So AJ would have murdered Jake. Moving on though, Ituama, no, not having the fight with Usyk. What do you think?
You know what? I remember his team, like every time, I think was it after the Dillian fight, and they were asking his team like questions of, oh, okay, what's next? You know,
Yeah.
You know, his team were the ones who were always very like, let's take our time, that sort of thing. It was kind of like everyone else was like, oh, let's speed up the process, that sort of thing. So it's not really a surprise that they've kind of, you know, like slowed down a bit, because at the end of the day, how many fights has he had? What 13? Correct me if I'm wrong.
12 fights or something serious. Yeah.
So like, what's the rush? Like, you know, he's literally.
And then go on.
No, I was just gonna say he's literally the future, to be honest, and I feel like he can be like undisputed in years to come. But I think there's no rush really.
I hear it.
Quickly, 13. He's at 13. I think, what's it? 13 fights? There you go. Yeah, the guy's a monster, man. Lastly, just to bring it home, Dubois versus, if Dubois and Chisora are fighting, do you think
I can't wait for that press conference. I can't wait for that press conference. I'll be there.
That'll be elite, bro.
Man, honestly,
he'll ask him about having sex and stuff. Definitely, he'll ask him about his sex life. Chisora is absolutely us.
That will sell.
Ask him about Don Charles as well.
Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah, I forgot about that link between them.
They shared Don Charles, and I think you'll ask him about the party as well. Who was at the party? Why did you leave?
Where was my invite?
man.
Why didn't I get invited to the RE? Where was my cake?
I'm trying to wonder what the gems are that Chisora could drop that would rattle, man. Like
I actually think.
he'd have to reveal that Dubois has a kid or something.
Wait.
Like he'd have
What
to.
you saying? Like Pusha T? Yeah.
You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home.
The kid's just in Brazil somewhere. Nah.
A Brazilian Dubois, bro.
One last thing, actually, as well. I was just gonna say, I think that fight could definitely, if the undercard is good as well, it could sell out O2.
They're not
One
getting.
section.
Where's it? Where they getting for again? They said that he's not fighting. Like, is it in Manchester or something?
Chisora's 50th fight can sell out most places, bro. In the UK, let's be real.
Yeah.
That'd be a lamb
that would
slaughter.
actually be
Listen, AB,
thank you so much.
Wicked. Big up yourself, bro. Sorry,
Cheers, bro.
Big up yourself, bro. Base, talk to us,
Yo.
man. You were saying that
Yes,
you're talking about Gervonta and saying, listen, I've got it wrong saying that he could win these crazy fights. Like I said, he could beat most of the people that he should have fought. You're not having it.
Dude, I mean, his career tells you that he ain't confident of beating any of them, man. I told you nothing about Gervonta Davis like 3 years ago. I seen the play from him long time before anyone else finally wised up to it. Manufactured.
To be fair, you call that PBC's whole roster.
Yeah.
Like,
And I've been right about all of them.
It's true, actually. Yeah.
The only one was like David Morrell.
Do you think that he's not in his... Hold on. Do you believe that... Obviously, his prime is... He's probably past his prime now, right?
No,
do you
this
think
is
there's
his
a prime
prime
version of him?
This is his prime right now. He's gonna be at his apex in terms of his experience, his like athletic ability, power. Because you know you get your proper strength like these years, like in your early 30s, is where it really comes through. So
Yeah.
all of that stuff is there. He's at that peak where it's not gonna get much better. So he's got those prime years to go. But ultimately, the problem is he's afraid that he can't beat these men. And we've seen before he used to be quite a lot more athletic and a lot more sort of work rate heavy. Now he kind of just looks for the one shot, or he tries to break you down over a couple rounds in the middle and then take you out. But if you look at the majority of the people that he's fought recently, if you actually check, most of them have said that he had rehydration clauses on all of them. Any of the bigger guys, like Mario Barrios, he admitted that he had a rehydration clause about a year after the fight. Ryan Garcia had one. Frank Martin said that he had a rehydration clause in his contract, and we saw how he looked at the weigh-in, like looking like a skeleton.
I didn't know about his one.
Yeah, he said there was a rehydration clause there as well. So clearly, Tank, when he's either dragging people up from the lower weights, or he's putting mad stipulations on the people that he thinks are bigger than him, or that he doesn't feel like he's got the advantage over. So these men are coming in mad dehydrated, and clearly, you're going to get knocked out. With Roach, though, he probably underestimated, not realizing that Roach, even though he fights at 130, he's a big guy. So he couldn't put no rehydration clause on him. He make the weight comfortably. They know each other from the amateurs. So even when that fight happened, I've said that I thought Tank would win, but I said that it will go points and he might get a close decision on the cards.
And it just went draw as well. But I knew you weren't fighting again. I knew they was never seen each other.
Let me ask you a question, Base.
What's up?
Is Tank on fraud watch?
Oh, 100%. There is a reason he don't want to fight nobody, and the fact that he's like Fury. Apart from the fact that Fury eventually kind of got in the ring with people, they found enough money to get him in the ring. But Tank don't want to fight nobody that can potentially beat him, because I don't know if you guys remember, there was an interview he had. You see the one where he talks about the therapy, yeah? I think it was that same interview. He even said, like, they be making memes of people these days, and I don't want to be a meme. I don't want people to kind of be laughing at me. And he said that in the press conference with Jake Paul, the first one, when they was like talking, they was talking, oh, like, you know, we want to see you face Shakur and Roach and kind of things. Can we see these afterwards? And he started snapping at them, like, oh, like, what are these guys done? Because like, you guys just here trying to see me lose, just like when Floyd was big, you wanted to just see him lose. So in his mind, he's saying these people
It's Floyd.
are the fighters that can beat him, and he don't want to lose because he don't want to be a meme.
That's coded language for real.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? Then he needs to get beat up. Jake Paul needs to beat him for the greater good of boxing. Because once he takes
Pretty
his
much.
defeat, he might now say, well, I've lost now. What am I scared of? I can take more risks. Because
No,
again, that was the
he'll
thing
just
that was
leave.
tripling
He'll no, because he won't want to show his face again. He'll take the big bag and he'll go off and do something else, and maybe come back in 4 years like Adrian Broner when the money's dried up.
Bloody hell.
You make a good point.
That's how it's gonna go. If Jake Paul
How
wins,
do you think that fight goes though? Do you think Jake Paul? There's any world where Jake Paul can beat him?
I mean, theoretically, yes, there's a world.
Yeah,
I don't, you know, yeah, I'm not putting no stock in it though. But I think it will look very similar to the Floyd and Logan Paul fight. The only difference is Jake Paul's actually much better than Logan, and he takes it a lot more seriously. But it will be very similar to that. I think it will go the distance, and I think it'll probably end up getting called a draw.
Yeah.
That would be mad. All right. So moving on though, the Ituama, Ituama decision to not fight Sanchez, and we're just not going down the Usyk road at the moment.
It's smart to not fight Sanchez just yet. I mean, he's still got some more rounds that he needs to conquer. Someone like Sanchez is just there's two problems with the Sanchez fight. Number one, he is a very good fighter. The Ajit Caballero one, he did have a knee injury, so he couldn't really move that well in that fight.
Okay.
That's one thing. But secondly, like, it's a fight where you don't really get no credit from anyone from the casual side. They're trying to build the brand of Ituama. You don't build the brand off of a Sanchez that don't speak English. Like, no one really knows him, and he's not a very good fighter to watch to the people that ain't purists. So it's just one of those fights. Unless you knock him out in the first 2 rounds, you're not going to get credit for that from the casuals anyway, because who is he in their mind? But then if you don't do that, it's just going to be this awkward, nasty fight that doesn't really do much for your reputation at the end of it.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Is Bacoli a bad risk? Because Bacoli's such a lovely name, and especially with the promoters hating each other. Is Bacoli a good fight for Ituama, or is that could be risky? It could be Jared Anderson settings.
I mean, any fight could be risky, but that one is probably less risky because Bacoli at this point just can't keep his weight down. He can't stay out the fridge. So he's just going to be plodding along. Yes, he's got the fast hands, but like, those hands ain't fast enough for Moses. The way Moses will just turn him, because Bacoli said it himself, right? When he had the Jared Anderson fight, he said he tried to fight me. He shouldn't have tried to fight me. He should have tried to box me. That's what he said after the fight.
Oh yes.
So he knows someone that can move around him is going to cause him all kinds of problems. F.A. Ajagba don't move like Moses Ituama, and look at all the drama he gave him in there.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a fight where you got to stay switched on, but them big ploddy guys are the bread and butter for an Ituama. It's the smaller, little nimble guys that is going to cause him problems. The ones that can match him for hand speed and foot speed.
So let me ask you a question, right? Moving to a different matchup that's happening at the moment, right? Parker and Wardley.
Yeah.
What's your instinct saying for this one? Because for me, I can see a Wardley KO after a long 8 or 9 rounds of outboxing and looking decent, but ending in a Wardley KO.
I mean, look, it is possible. Like, anything's possible. These men have all kind of got enough power to catch each other. But I think the difference with this one is, like, if we look at the Justice Hooney fight, for instance, you got, like, Hooney's got a pretty good chin, but he can get caught and he can get hurt and he switches off. Parker doesn't seem to have that switch off moment at the moment, but we know that his chin is a lot more solid and he's a lot more defensively aware. He's gonna constantly do what he needs to do to make sure that, like, Wardley doesn't manage to get that shot. If you look at the fights he has with big punches, he's always able to kind of nullify them, except the Joe Joyce fight. So
Zhang put him down twice, bro.
yeah, but he got up, and then when he got up, he nullified the shots. But here's the thing. The thing is, we talk about Zhang putting him down.
Struggles with energy though.
Yeah, no, but I hear
stamina.
that. But here's the difference. Zhang is an Olympic level boxer with super fast hands. Wardley's not. He's got power, but you can see a lot of his shots. You can see a lot of his shots.
Zhang couldn't finish off the job though. Is what
no,
I'm
but
saying.
we're talking about the fact he put him down. The fact he put him down is because he's a much better boxer than Wardley, and he was able to disguise those shots, and he's got faster hands than Wardley does.
Fair
so
enough.
What I'm saying is it's a lot easier for him to be able to sneak a shot in that Parker couldn't see. But as I said, Parker got up. Even in the Joe Joyce fight, when he got Brock up for the whole fight, he still got up and beat the 10 count. The referee just believed he wasn't sustainable enough to carry on the fight. He gets up.
Do you know what's so crazy? Had that Huni fight not happened, I would feel so different about this fight. Woodley, go on.
I was gonna say, I think Parker's resurgence is a bit inflated based on some of the names he's fought, bro. He ain't been in there with a live dog. Like, realistically, if you look at Parker's boxing pedigree and all the rest of it, Dillian Whyte shouldn't have been able to compete with him. It's the fact that Dillian Whyte back then was a bit more of a dog. You understand? And I think that sometimes can be the equalizing energy in the ring with somebody who's better of a boxer than you. Because I don't look at Parker as someone that has that mean streak about him. That's like, you're not going to be able to enforce anything.
Right. No, I get you. What I will say though, we got to caveat the Dillian Whyte thing, because let's not forget, man did get headbutted in the second round of the fight. The first knockdown that they called was actually a headbutt, and man was concussed throughout the rest of the fight. That fight just trying to fight through a storm. So with that fight, I'm not saying obviously it wasn't a legitimate, because obviously he fought through it, but that wasn't necessarily the barometer for me in terms of the dog or whatever. The fact that he never quits and he never looks for a way out of a fight tells me that he's got enough of a dog, enough heart in him to see through a drop. Personally,
okay, I got you.
Wait, did TKV did Queensbury win that? So no way. Let me just check this.
Yeah, Clark and TKV. It's on the same day. It's on the same day as Wardley and Parker on the 25th on BBC Two.
Frankie's upset by that still.
Yeah, he's vexed.
What have they done?
And you know what the worst thing is? The undercard is awful on the Parker and the Wardley one, and it's £25 on pay-per-view. So that's gonna cut into a lot of their buyers.
I know.
When I can just watch BBC Two.
Yeah, and iPlayer. The undercard's on the iPlayer.
Frank has had an out-and-out public beef with Ben Shalom for so long. He can't be screaming, "Hey, why are they doing that to me for?" He can't be saying that, bro. It's
true, you know. Wait, that's absolutely. So wait, what one are we watching, guys? Like, if you have to choose, you have to go and make a decision right now. Where you lot going?
It's Parker Wardley is the only one that intrigues me. I'll be honest.
The thing is, I can't lie. As much as I want to watch Parker and Wardley, the undercard don't tell me £25 of my money needs to get spent when I can just watch the other one for free. It might be a substandard fight, but it's still a heavyweight fight, and it's free. Sometimes money's you need to like decide where the money's going, in it. That £25 could go towards something better. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Wait, no, the undercard on BBC iPlayer is insanity.
What's that? That undercard ain't even an undercard, bro. I think you show up as the main event is about to start. Because they're not gonna have 4 hours of boxing on BBC Two, bro.
No, I think BBC Two might have just have the chief support and the main event on it. But I know that the main event is gonna start at 9 o'clock because that's the slot that BBC have given them.
Okay.
So their fighters have to come out regardless. There's no choice. Like, the news is on after. Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, the news starts when it starts, bro.
Bro. All right, well, we'll be locked in. Listen, you lot know what to do. Base the Kid, shout out your channel, bro.
Yeah, man. Base the Kid, the hardcore casual. If you're not tuned in, please like, subscribe, share, and hit that hype button, whatever that does. And also do it for these guys because they put on amazing content. And obviously, KG, that I was just having a laugh on your channel the other day with that message, but it was funny.
It's
still.
funny. No, it killed me. It killed me, bro. Bro, but
That's up.
let's not even bring up football here, bro. It's too dark, bro.
That's funny.
Trav, don't do it. Just don't do it. All right. Listen, everybody,
you lot
thank you for
rubbish.
watching. You lot know what to
You lot
do.
are
Shout out
rubbish.
base every single time.
Rubbish.
Shut up, man. Here we Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.